Hello, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18 and coming to you from the launching pad. And today I want to talk to you about hockey cards. Now, I'm not known as a giant hockey fan or somebody even well versed in uh, the frozen matters, but I have an interest in it. I've always had a kind of a mild interest in it because I go back as a sports fan to the days of the Super Six. Um, that is the six original uh, ice hockey teams, namely the Montreal Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Detroit Red Wings, Boston Bruins, New York Rangers, and Chicago Blackhawks. 1967. Um, I uh, became a fan of the Philadelphia Flyers in Philadelphia because it was one of the very first expansion teams in ice hockey. So, very interested in the Detroit Red Wings when they won a championship back around 1997 or so. Um, I kind of followed along, with them at that time. And so I've always been kind of a fan of Gordie Howe, um, of the production line, the Detroit Red Wings production line, namely the three players who made up what came to be known as the production line. And the makeup of that line was on the wings was Gordie Howe and Ted Lindsey, and Sid Abel as the center of that line. So in 1947, Tommy Ivan became the head coach of the Red Wings, replacing Jack Adams, um, and immediately put the team's two best players uh, alongside either alongside of Hall of Famer Sid Abel. Abel was in the twilight of his career, but Ivan knew that he would still be a threat with two lightning fast wingers that could cover for his slowness and bring out the best in him. Howe and Lindsey were best of friends, both having immense respect for Sid. The trio were best friends on and off the ice and would often stay late after practice and just fool around with the puck, seeing, how it came off the back of the net, how it came off the corners when it was thrown down into the offensive zone. Um, and they perfected one of the hockey's greatest plays, the set play, and to take advantage of the speed of Howe and Lindsey and minimize the problems of having a slow center. The wingers would shoot the puck into the opponent's end just after crossing center ice. Then they would angle their shoot in so that the puck would bounce off the boards and slide to the front of the goal where the other winger could get to it. That winger would either make a quick pass to Abel in the slot or take a shot himself. It was a brilliant play for the era because goalies at that time did rarely, if ever, left the goal crease and would not think to cut off the shoot in or block the pass in front. The trio also found numerous other ways to hit the back of the net off their ability to read each other and come together as a unit. In 1947 and 48, the trio was tops on the team in scoring, and in 1949-50, when Lindsey won the scoring crown with 78 points, The trio finished 1, 2, and 3 in NHL scoring, a feat never again rivaled. And the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup. The year after, Howe won the first of his 4 consecutive Art Ross trophies as an NHL leading scorer. Would also finish in the top 5 in scoring for the next 20 seasons. When Howe retired from the NHL in 1971, he held virtually every scoring record in the NHL. Fans and media scrambled to come up with a catchy nickname for the threesome, and soon enough, somebody coined a term that described the importance of the line to the team, as well as a reference to Detroit, the car-making capital of the United States. Thus, the production line was born. The line is mentioned in the lyrics of a song by Bob Davies called Gordie, Howe. There was Howe, Lindsey, Abel, a line that we can't forget, the greatest line in history, not to be equaled yet, and so on. On the heels of the original production line, Sid Abel was traded to the Blackhawks after the 1951-52 season, and Alex Delvecchio, who had joined the team early that fall, continued to dominate the league as center of the famed production line too. They experimented with some other guys during Delvecchio's formative couple of years. A center named Norm Ullman and Earl Reibel, I think it's Reibel or Reibel, either way, worked at it originally. And then in the late 1960s, Frank Mahovolich replaced Ted Lindsey, who retired, for another iteration of the production line. So that's the origin of sort of my interest in the production line. And let me show you a couple of cards to exemplify that. This is the famed production line right here, and you can see Gordie Howe, Sid Abel, and Ted Lindsey going from, from here across. And but let's show some other cards, and let's see what you think about them as well. Here is the main guy. You've seen him in some of my videos, a couple of them at least, that had to do with hockey. I really think Gordie Howe is perhaps the greatest living hockey player. I know Wayne Gretzky fans will argue with that. Maybe Mario Lemieux fans, etc. But for a guy my age, it's Gordie Howe. So here's Gordie. This is in his 1953-54 Parkhurst card. And then we have a couple of rookie cards, which really are not traditional rookie cards in the sense that these guys were in the league before 1951, but Parkhurst didn't start producing cards until 1951, so that's the reason why these are considered to be rookie cards. Here's Sid Abel, who was the center, as we mentioned. And here's Ted Lindsey. And then, as we also mentioned, when Sid Abel was traded to the Blackhawks, and Then a fella named Alex Delvecchio took over. And here's a modern picture that's a card rather that's autographed by Alex Delvecchio as well. So that's a nice looking card, I think. Um, let's take a look at a couple of other guys. Uh, when the production line 3 came about after Ted Lindsey's retirement, the the Red Wings got this guy from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Frank Mahovolich became the center on the, or it became the left wing on the production line 3. So really, this is a concept that lasted for, I don't know, more than, well, let's say 25 years. Um, and Gordie Howe was involved in nearly all of them. Uh, Ted Lindsey was involved in most of them, as was Alex Delvecchio. Uh, so that there was really a lot of stability in that concept. Um, let's take a look at a few other cards also from this era. Here's a picture, a card of Alex Delvecchio from the 1953-54 Parkhurst set. You've seen the Gordie Howe from this set already. And here is a 1952-53 Parkhurst card of Ted Lindsey. This is his second year card. These cards are much smaller than than say you can see here's the Alex Delvecchio 53-54 card, which is considerably bigger. The 51s, this is a 52. The 51s had blank backs, and the 52s have a slightly better with some statistical information and biographical information as well. And then let's see, we've got one more card of Sid Abel. This is his 1950 or 1961 Parkhurst card as coach of the Detroit Red Wings. So even in his retirement, he still remained an integral part of the Red Wings for some time. And then just a couple of other hockey cards to round this video out. Here's a 1951-52 Parkhurst card of Boston Bruin goalie Harry Lumley. I forgot his first name there for a second. You can see how small these are. I'll bring it a little closer for you and see if you can get a little better. I want to have show a couple more cards before concluding this video, and then we'll wrap things up. This is a card that I picked up. It's actually a minor league hockey card. It's from the 1951 Bas de Fleuve I have no idea if that's the correct pronunciation, by the way, set. And it is a set of cards featuring uh, uh, minor league hockey players from the province of Quebec. I was struggling with how to say that. Uh, and I just thought they were interesting. About the roughly the same size as the 51 Parkhurst cards. I'm not 100% sure of who produced these cards. It doesn't say on the card itself, and unlike the Parkhurst, they're not bilingual. They're entirely in French, so my French is a little rusty. Uh, and I have one other card to show you, and that is this card, which is from a set 1955-56 cards that includes several um, pictures of the various hockey arenas in the NHL at the time. This one happens to be Maple Leaf Gardens, as you can see along the banner along the edge here where my finger is. And why am I showing you this card, or why do I have an interest in it? Well, I actually have seen this in person. Didn't see a game there because hockey was finished for this season. A couple friends of mine and myself went up to Toronto to see the Toronto Blue Jays play an old exposition park, the site of the uh, Canadian National Exposition. Same place that the CN Tower got its name, which is a prominent feature on the Toronto skyline. Um, so we had a chance to get into the arena and take a look around because they were doing some work on it, and we just asked one of the workmen if we could just come in and take a look, take some pictures and whatnot. And they said, "Sure, come on in." So we did, and it was pretty interesting. You could really feel the atmosphere of the old arena, and of course, this was this was something that took place probably at least 40 years ago, and had a good time doing it. So, anyway, that's all that I have to show you, and I'm going to do something a little different with this video. Actually, my grandson is going to help me. By that I mean he's actually going to do it, and I'm going to watch. Edit this. So this will be the the first real attempt to do any serious editing of any kind whatsoever. Normally, I just point the camera and turn it on and shoot. And if I make a serious enough mistake, I scrap it and start over. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one who does it that way. So anyway, I hope to show more, to get more pickups of hockey cards. And my intention is to collect those cards which I either remember from my youth or which made an impression on me, uh, at various and sundry times along the way. Uh, I've followed the Flyers, I've followed the Pittsburgh Penguins, um, and obviously you've seen a video now about the old Detroit Red Wings, and I just think that I'd like to get some other cards. I did never got a chance to see Maurice Richard play, But I have seen, uh, obviously, the Canadiens of the mid '60s through the '70s that were, a dominant team in the same manner in which the Boston Celtics were the dominant basketball team. They were both of those teams. I think compare favorably to any of the New York Yankee dynasties. And so, football doesn't really have uh, anything like the dominance of the Yankees, or the Canadiens, or the Celtics. So they were kind of interesting to me. Um, and I want to uh, collect some of those cards and show them to you along the way. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And we'll just see how that goes. So, in the meantime, this is Rocket Rick J18 wishing that all your collecting dreams come true as we leave the launching pad for another day.